Hello everyone, I'm Bad Pan. Welcome to Devlog number 9 on a game I still don't know what to call. When I'm recording this video, there are news of USA and Iran sending missiles and maybe starting a war again, and it has been like, I don't know, it's been less than 1 month that they have stopped doing it, and the internet came back and we had the chance to do some stuff and work and make videos, but there is a risk of Iran disconnecting the internet on their own people again, and there's always the stress that we have when living in this country. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if I'm not making videos, if there is no video, the reason is you might not have any internet to actually upload videos. So enough talking, let's go ahead to the scene. The scene I said we'll cover in the next video is called the Judgment Day. You might see why I'm calling it. So first off, you can see the environment. It's a weird place with all of these waters around it. You see you're in a place. I have changed the camera's smoothness. That is the reason it is moving like this. I might have to make it 15. This is okay. You see we are in a weird place. It is not normal. There is water all around us. When we walk, we have a footprint that is gonna dissolve into nothing. We move faster, the footsteps are like that. You see a cube came out of the ground, and you see you get near it, you can see an image and it shows you a text. Can you see the reflection of the image inside the water? That is amazing. If you guys don't know what this water is, it is not actually that hard. I was searching for waters and I couldn't find one that would satisfy me, so I found out that the Unity standard assets has a water effect there, so you could also use it. You can say water. You see Unity standard assets has a thing called water. It is called Water Pro Nightmare. I can copy the name. Yeah, this is it. This is the prefab you can add to your screen. So water is going to be added to your project. You see, this is a water. Then you guys can actually scale up and change some stuff onto it, so you guys can actually use it. So we first got this one. Let's go to the other one. Right now the game doesn't have any audios. It just has the dialogue audio, which is not important. You see, when I move around, my footprint is gonna be always looking the direction I'm looking at. You see, and it is just instantiating an image on the ground with a certain color. You're gonna see in the following minutes. Yeah, I thought I was, I lost it. You see, another one comes out of there. You're gonna go to that. Let me just increase the speed for you guys so we can move faster. 15 and 25. Let's go there. When you go there, there's a new image, a new dialogue. Another one comes out of the ground. You see, and the dialogues are important for the story, but we are not talking about the story now. You can see this one coming out of the ground. You cannot walk this fast, so when it comes up, you're here. So you see that behind this is nothing, and in front of this one is actually nothing as well. So we have these. We come here. We have an animation. We come up. We open the door. We're gonna see a very weird place. We go inside it. We come out of another room. You see, we come out of another room, and this room is actually weird. We have kind of an interrogation room. We can interact with it. Then we can sit down and we can have a dialogue with the person that is inside the interrogation room. You see, she's giving some dialogue. It's gonna give you two options. The UI part is not done. This is only a simple button, so you can choose anything. Be careful what you choose. Gives you a different ending. You see, I chose the bad option, and the environment became orange-like, a little scarier. You see, the images have changed, the dialogue have changed. So if you choose all bad options, you see, we can move around. And what I really like in this environment is the footsteps and the weird look that it has. I'm sure with a lot of sound effects and a lot of UI part, it's gonna be amazing. I really love this personally. So we're gonna do it until we get to a point that we think is enough for us. You see it has to come up. We go, again we have another animation. We open the door, we see this weird door, we go inside it, we come out of another place. So that is it. A woman is sitting here. We're gonna go, we're gonna sit down, and we can have dialogue with her. And she gives another choice. I'm gonna choose the bad one again. So you see it became even scarier. Our footprint is now darker. You can choose whatever you like, and you're gonna have a different ending based on that. You see the images are changed, and that is it. I wanted this scene to be a little deep on the mind, have some psychological effect on people, and shows the person's mind, which you'll understand when you play the game. It's not actually that weird. So we have this here. We can go ahead and sit down and talk to him. Again, I'm gonna choose the bad one. Now you see it is the worst options that I could choose. You see some dialogues are gonna appear. We have red stuff everywhere. So the dialogues don't matter, you guys don't have to watch it. I'm just gonna show you around and show you what happens after the dialogue. And I'm not gonna show you everything, but it is actually very amazing how I got it to work. You see, the skin turns to white and mist kind of piles up in the side of the screen, and you're gonna see now that we are kind of actually appeared into the metro station. That is enough of that. I don't want to show more of the game because it might spoil the story for you guys, but what you saw there was one of the endings. So that's how I got it to work. That's the scene. We have good ending also, so we could choose the good ending. Let's go to the timeline section. We have a lot of things to talk about in here. How about talking about the footsteps and stuff in this video, and talk more on the timeline in the next video and cover what I changed? Yeah, I think that is okay because the video has been like 10 minutes already and I don't want the devlogs to be that long. So in the next devlog video, we're gonna cover the timeline and how I implemented it. This is the scene it has, which is very amazing to work with. It looks like Premiere Pro to me. I don't know why. It gives me that vibes. It is actually amazing to use it. Let's go and see how I implemented the footsteps. Let me just open up the script. So as you see, I have my script here and I'm using the first person controller from the Unity standard assets like I told you guys, which is like this. I have my offset and my rotation offset, so object gets spawned on the correct position that I want. Then we have the player camera, the transform, the position of the camera that I want the item to be instantiated there. And also I have a public boolean that is gonna say if it is a right leg or a left leg, so it doesn't spawn right leg twice. So I have two footprint prefabs. It first spawns the right leg, then it spawns the left leg. And I also have the foot colors. You saw that the environment changed with the colors, with the choices we made. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 conditions starting at number 3. If I chose the correct answer and the good answer, it would have gotten to this one. It also changed the footprint and also the environment's color. You see, I go to my camera and I change the background of it. It would have been like this if I chose one good option, but this is the normal color. I'll show you more on the good ending in the next video. So on the start, we're gonna give the FPS script, FPS controller to this. So I have a referencer that has the FPS script. I just give the FPS controller to my script. Then I'm using an action and event, and I'm gonna say that event is actually this void. This event is actually inside the first person controller that I actually use Let me show you. Here, I walk inside the FPS controller. I saw that we played the audio here, so I said do this event at the exact time the audio plays. For example, the audio, the footsteps of the right leg, plays exactly at that time. Run this event, and what it does is, if this event is not equal to null, this question mark says if this event is not equal to null, invoke, which means do the event, and the event is this one. We said the event is actually this, so it's gonna just say, for example, run footstep spawn. We're gonna say if our boolean is not equal to false, if we can actually spawn footprints, we go ahead and do it. Else we do not. We cannot have the footprint inside the interrogation room, so we don't have it there. We only have it when we are on the water, so I make this one false in the interrogation room, so we don't have any footprints there. Then we have the position we want, the position we need for the footprint. We have to choose if we want the right leg or the left leg. So what is that? I say I have a game object. I'm going to call it return go, which is equal to this public method here. This method actually chooses if we spawn right leg, it's going to first make it left leg, then give the left leg to this return go. If it was left leg, it's going to make it right leg, and then return the right leg to this go. So it's gonna do it once, it's gonna say right, then left, then right, and it's gonna put it here. Then I'm just gonna instantiate this one, which is instantiating is just making a copy of the prefab I have, and I wanna say I wanna make a copy out of it. Out of what object? The object that this method returned, which is, for example, right or left leg. Then spawn it at the spawn position. This is the spawn position I told you, and the spawn rotation, which is some stuff I made up, so it looks the direction the player is looking at, and it is exactly under the player's leg. And these were for the footprints, and this is for the this instantiate method is for the ripple effect you see that I recently added, which is on the footprint, which is not important. I just instantiate it and destroy it after 2 seconds. But for the footprints, the important part is I cannot just destroy the footprint. I have to, for example, fade out the footprint until it is, for example, 0 opacity. Then I can, destroy the object, because I cannot instantiate thousands of footprints, and, I have to think about the, performance on the system. So I'll let it be, active for maximum amount of 5 seconds, I think. We can go ahead and see it. So let's go ahead and find the prefab I made. We're gonna go inside UI, Judgment Day, and we have the right leg prefab and the left leg prefab. So the thing is, let's go open up our script. What it does is, it first gets the renderer of this sprite renderer. So it gets this one, sprite renderer. Then it's gonna run this enumerator, which says the start color is the color it already has. It's gonna say start from this color, for example white, to the 0 opacity of that same color in 2 seconds. So it's gonna take 2 seconds to go from here to here, so the object gets completely disappear. You see, we cannot see it, and it's gonna do it in 2 seconds. For example, I told it to make it in 2 seconds. We could have done it, for example, in 5 seconds or more. This is an okay value, but I think I changed the 2 seconds to 5 seconds. Yes, I changed it in the public method outside of the script, so it takes 5 seconds. Then the footprint disappears, and after it disappears, you see we have a while here, which will not come down here until it is finished. So it comes inside this enumerator. It is stuck in the while until the pass time is less than the fade duration. So it waits 5 seconds, because we told it to wait 5 seconds here. So it has to wait 5 seconds, and after the 5 seconds, it just destroys the game object, so it doesn't compile into a lot of footsteps. So in the next part, I'm gonna talk a little more about the timeline and a lot of the good ending and stuff. This was Devlog number 9. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, a like really helps. You can also subscribe to see more contents like this. If you guys want to tell me anything, like a comment or any suggestion or anything you just want to say to me, you can actually say it in the comment section below. I would be very happy to read all of your comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope all the very best for you guys, and stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.